Hey guys, it's Nicole. I'm back with another video, and today's video is about a mystery, a Hollywood mystery that has gone unsolved for the last 28 years. Pretty long time for something just flew by and I just suddenly felt something in my throat. I don't know what that was. But a mystery in Hollywood that has gone unsolved is really surprising because normally you would expect resources to be focused on Hollywood scandals, mysteries, things to be solved, that we have answers. Not this one, which is interesting considering it was a pretty big deal. So I don't think I'm the only one that will be surprised by this information. I learned recently that in 1996, actress Jessica Alba was kidnapped. She was 15 years old and she was on the set in Australia, I think. Yeah, on set in Australia, filming the movie Flipper. I've never seen it. But she went missing for 14 hours suddenly. And they searched for her the entire 14 hours. They couldn't find her anywhere. And then they found her bound and gagged in the trunk of a car. No leads, no anything about who did this to her. And she didn't know either. So the question is, what happened? I mean, her parents were there. And yeah, for 14 agonizing hours, her friends, family, and colleagues searched frantically. And then she was found bound and gagged in the trunk of a car. Miles away from the set, I should add. So the other thing is, I can't believe that this has gone unsolved. And I'm assuming that they looked into this particular aspect of the story, but it turns out that before she was kidnapped, that she had been receiving anonymous phone calls. And it doesn't say if anyone was speaking on the other end of the line or anything. It just says eerie anonymous phone calls. That's it. She dismissed them as pranks at the time, but then later on in the whole thing of filming the movie, she was kidnapped. It sounds like from the set. So it sounds like she was on the set of filming the movie. I feel like there's a hair on my face. On the set of filming the movie, and then disappeared, and then was found bound and gagged in the trunk of a car, miles away from the set. And they found nothing. They found absolutely nothing. It says investigators just hit a dead end. They had no suspects, no clear motives, and a troubling lack of forensic evidence. And it says that Alba herself was unable to provide any details about her abductors. And so that's why they had no leads, so they closed the case. Well, closed because they can't solve it. So it's not like, oh, we solved it, it's closed. Closed like there's nothing we can do. But it's weird. It's so weird. There were no suspects at all. So clearly those anonymous phone calls she was getting, they got nothing from that. And that's interesting. I can't help but wonder why. Like, was someone just using a payphone or like one of those like pay by the day phone, just random. And then they couldn't find anyone registered or anyone who bought that. I don't know. Like, I can't believe that this actress was kidnapped. And I don't know how famous exactly Jessica Alba was in 1996. It says she was 15, so I have no idea how famous she was at 15. But she was still an actress, still, I don't know. It's very weird. Very, very weird. It says that she rarely speaks about this. I could get that. I mean, I could see why you wouldn't want to talk about a pretty traumatic event. But it's so weird. No forensic evidence at all. None. and nothing on the phone calls that she was getting before the kidnapping. It's just weird. It makes absolutely no sense. Like, why kidnap her and then bind and gag her to put her in the trunk of a car? And then that was it. They just found her there. It doesn't even say they, like, chased down the car and, you know, the people ran away and they just couldn't catch up with them. It just says found her in a car, which makes it sound like somehow they got a location on her and opened the trunk of this car just sitting there, and there she was. But why? That's really weird. Why kidnap someone and then just leave them there after 14 hours? It was only 14 hours. Like, what happened during those 14 hours? What did they get out of that situation? Or maybe they didn't get anything out of that situation and it didn't go to plan, and that's why they left her there to be found. I don't know. It's pretty weird, right? I read about this somewhere. I don't know. This particular article is from this year. For some reason, this is resurfacing right now. This is from a website called The Economic Times. I will post the link in the description. Again, if it doesn't light up, it's just because I'm really bad about getting around to verifying my identity on YouTube. So it just doesn't light up. Like, you can still, like, copy and paste the link and post it into your browser and it will pop up. It's not a clickable link sometimes, and that just happens. So forgive me. But it's kind of popping up now. This is from January of this year, even though this was a crime that happened in 1996. And it's not like there's any new evidence. Like, the case is still unsolved. It's still closed. I mean, you know, even in this article, they're all like, what was their motive? That's a great question. Why kidnap her? She was a 15-year-old actress in Australia, and I don't know how famous she was at that time. That's a really good question. I mean, this article does point out something important, which, you know, it does highlight the dangers of being in Hollywood. You know, it's very risky as it is to be out in the world as a young woman. It just is. But in the spotlight, it's even riskier. So it does highlight the dangers for sure. There's just something about this crime that bothers me. No forensic evidence. Nothing that turned up from those anonymous phone calls. And that's it. The case is just unsolved, closed. And I understand her not talking about it, especially publicly, because, you know, whatever happened to her, I don't blame her if she doesn't want to talk about it publicly. Like, that's her business. But human curiosity, you can't help but wonder what happened. What was the purpose? I don't know. If anyone has any ideas or heard anything through the grapevine that's probably more than likely a rumor and not true, still go ahead and drop it in the comments, because I like to kind of theorize and try to figure things out, even though I have absolutely no credentials to do so. I just really like trying to solve puzzles. And this feels like a giant puzzle that has just been unsolved for years. And the puzzle pieces feel like they don't fit, you know? There's just something weird about it. I don't know why, but it's weird. So I wanted to make a video about it, because if anyone watches this, what are your thoughts? Maybe you were around and cognizant in that time. I was around a year later. I was not alive in 1996. But maybe you were and you remember this incident. Let me know. I'm curious. Maybe, did you hear about it? Was it a big news story at the time? I feel like it would be, but I don't know how famous she was back in 96, so I have no idea. But yeah, if anyone was around during that time, in whatever country, because this happened in Australia and she lives in the US, so who knows, maybe the whole world heard about it. I have no idea. But let me know. Maybe you heard about it, and maybe you have some ideas, or you heard something through the grapevine, and I'm very curious. I saw this story and I'm just like, there's something about it. I'm just like, what is it about this story? So anyway, that is pretty much all for this week's video. That is all the information. That's it. That's all the information on her kidnapping. So I just really wanted to post a video and see what other people think about it. So let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel and you will get updated when I upload a new video. I usually upload videos every Friday morning. And like this video, if you enjoyed it, comment below what you think. Maybe you weren't around at that time, but you still have some thoughts. I'm curious, please. I want to know anything and everything I can about this mystery. There's just something about it. Anyway. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all next week.